This is Taya Graham reporting for the Real News Network in Baltimore City, Maryland. The price of police brutality continues to take its toll, and no one knows this better than the mothers of the movement. They are connected by tragedy, the death of a child at the hands of police. Each one has had a child who died either while in police custody or as a result of police actions. The deaths of their children has inspired them to speak out on behalf of victims of police brutality and has fueled the Black Lives Matter movement. They have pushed past their own pain and adversity to make sure the devastation that has been wreaked upon their family is never visited upon another. Tonight, they are talking at an open society event at the University of Baltimore. We spoke to each one before the event to learn how they think they can change policing in America.
Well, I'm hoping sharing Tamira's story will open up the conversation of racism in America that needs to happen daily, by the minute, by the second. You know, we're still seeing police kill Black people and brown people every day I wake up on the television. So I just want Tamir to be that conversation piece. He was the youngest child far as national attention goes, and everybody knows him, and you know, I just want him to be that child, that person, that ball of light and joy to have this conversation of racism and the bias policing in America.
Pandaleo, after he killed my son, supposed to be on administrative duty. He's gotten he got thousands and thousands of dollars in pay raises, maybe not pay raises, but overtime. Yes, and this happened, the first year it happened, and I found out about it. I had a press conference and took it to Mayor de Blasio. He said this would never happen again. Anybody on administrative duty would not get that type of money. The next year, it happened again with Pandaleo. So what does that say? What message does that send to other officers? It just tells them that they could get away with murder and get paid for it.
As a matter of fact, I'm working with an organization that's called Onus Inc. that has drafted up legislation, and it's called URLEIA, which is an acronym, URLEIA, which stands for Uniformed Reporting Law Enforcement Improvement Act. And what they have done after the killing of Michael Brown in St. Louis was they looked at every loophole where there was a gap in the process, and have created proposed legislation that will address all of these loopholes. They need to be drug tested after every excessive force or deadly force. They need to be drug tested. Here in the state of Maryland, the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights allow them 10 days to even be questioned. That needs to be 0. We as citizens, when we kill, we have to report right away, right? So we need to get that done. We need independent prosecutors. We don't want someone that works for and the police, you know, are in bed with, if you will, for the lack of the right term right now, but they're in bed together. You need someone that's independent, that has no skin in the game, if you will, to have that independent separately. We just want accountability.
The devil is a lie, because if I had power, killing cops would be in cell blocks, so let's be clear. So that really is tiresome. And then on another level, it really irritates me when they always try to make it seem like street violence is over here and police brutality victims are over here, when it's all together. You know, they don't want to talk about black on black crime. I don't even call it that. It's called community violence. You know, because Caucasians kill Caucasians. They don't call that Caucasian on Caucasian crime. Asians kill Asians. That's not Asian on Asian crime. Why is it black on black crime? You know, it's just utterly ridiculous. So I want to talk about blue on black crime when these officers are killing us.
And don't let anyone say that your vote don't count. Because if it didn't count, why would it be so many millionaires trying to restrict our vote? You take somebody with you to the polls.
That's right.
Miss Annie can't get out. She's in the wheelchair. Get her. Take her to the polls. Sister Sue, she's out there. You take her to the polls. Take your van, take as many as you can take to the polls, because this is important.
I was a little bit in the conversation, working with some of the activists, trying to have Tim McGinty do the right thing. He found it like a joke. He said that my family was strange and that we were looking for an opportunity. This is the prosecutor that told me that he was going to do what he going to do to convict the officer. So he just basically lied to my face. You know, I didn't know. But I wasn't really part of that conversation. I was pretty much out of it, but I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad Tim McGinty is gone. Okay, that's his name, Timothy McGinty. He's gone.
My son was killed, and his death cannot be in vain. My son was murdered for no reason. And if we sit back and allow this to happen and do nothing, then that means we're in consent with the status quo. Under no circumstances was I going to allow my son's death to be in vain when he had every right to be where he was the night that he was murdered. He had done no wrong. He had was not involved in any violence, any drugs, any alcohol, any of that. And so I'm saying to myself, if my son, who is in a two-parent household, who's a full-time college student, who's working a part-time job, who's a mentor to his peer group, if he can die, then none of us stand a chance here. Any of us are open to police terror.
My son was a very jolly person. Everyone loved him. He was the life of the party. My family, when we had family meetings, they would wait for him to come because they know that we were going to have a good time because he was just that type of person.
Gary was he was a wonderful kid, not only because he was my kid, but he was just a wonderful person. Gary enjoyed writing, loved writing, thus the journalism major, mass communications major, and a journalist. And Gary was an aspiring rapper. He was a jokester. He loved to play jokes on everybody. He was a mentor to his peer group, so he was always leading the pack, right? Such a great kid, and his peer group looked up to him. Thus, you know, that particular night, you know, he had to play the role of the mentor.
As far as sports he liked, it was like basketball, football, swimming. He was on a soccer team in the 3rd and 4th grade. So he was really an all-American kid that liked American things. Yeah.
And he was the baby of the family too?
Yes, he was the baby, and keep the family laughing, like the glue to keep us all together, like the piece that's missing from my puzzle right now. So yeah.